Welcome to the American Dream TV. I'm your host, Katie Miller. Today, we are in Hillsboro, Texas, which is the county seat of Hill County. And while Hillsboro is a town rich in history and tradition, as you can see by the iconic Hill County Courthouse behind me, today we're going to be just off of the Courthouse Square at the Texas Through Time Paleontology Museum. And it has some of the most fascinating local fossils that you will ever see. And I cannot wait to show you this nonprofit that Hillsboro is so lucky to have. So let's go check it out. Hi, Andre. Thank you so much for being here with us today.
Thank you so much for coming into Texas Through Time.
So we're here today with Andre LuJan, and you're so kind to let us into your workspace. Tell us a little bit about this building, why Hillsboro, your history, all the good things.
Wow, those are great questions. So we'll start with the history of the building. This is the Grimes Garage, and it was known as the most famous garage in the world. Fred Grimes started his first automotive business here in Hillsboro in 1906. So not a lot of cars in the US, not a lot of cars in Texas, but he was a visionary, and I think he left that energy in this building. Why Hillsboro? It was just such an incredible space on the square. Looked in the window and just had a vision of, wow, we should open a museum. A little background about me: when I was 4 years old, my parents took me to Dinosaur Valley State Park. I stepped in a dinosaur footprint, and like any young kid who's into dinosaurs, that was it. That's all it took to get me hooked. In 2018, my wife and I founded Texas Through Time as a nonprofit museum of paleontology, which is very unique in the state of Texas because most museums are natural history or nature and science museums, whereas we focus specifically and only on the fossil record of our state.
Well, I'm so excited to dig into some of these exhibits today in the paleontology, and I know all of my kids are going to be so mad that they're not here with me today, but can you take some time and show us around some of the exhibits?
I would love to. So, as I mentioned, Texas Through Time is a museum of Texas paleontology, and when you come to the museum, you're going to see the fossils laid out in kind of a narrative following the timeline of the fossil record. So we start with some of the oldest fossils in our state, like some of these Permian vertebrate fossils here. Those include Dimetrodon, Diplocaulus, Areops. I know those names don't mean anything to you, but they're significant because museums around the world have been coming to our state to collect these fossils from our rich deposits for well over a century.
Very cool. And so these are the oldest fossils that you have, some of them. So how old are they?
So these fossils in this case range from about 299 million years to about 270 million years.
So Andre, this is one of the biggest pieces that caught my eye when I came in here today, and I have no idea what we're looking at. So can you please fill us in?
Yes, so this is a cast. So this is actually resin of an ammonite, which we have some actual fossils down here. Ammonites were cephalopods, so like squid and octopus, except they grew these enormous shells. That was life in the oceans, but life on land during the Cretaceous period was arguably more interesting. So this is a cast of one of those Acrocanthosaurus tracks from Dinosaur Valley State
Like
Park.
whenever you were 4 years old.
Absolutely. So a track similar to this is one that I stepped in at the park and changed my life forever. But if I can show you some dinosaur fossils here in this case, these are all real dinosaur bones that we've collected from our private property out in West Texas. Many families that come to Texas Through Time, it's their first visit to a natural history museum or a science museum. And it never ceases to amaze me how smart these kids are.
And it's so amazing that every exhibit here and all of the things, you're a nonprofit and you do not charge admission for anyone to come in here.
We are free to the public. We're open Tuesday through Saturday, 11 to 4, and we encourage everyone, young and old, to come in and enjoy the ancient treasures of our fossil record.
So Andre, tell me how people here locally can get involved in helping with your mission.
Well, we encourage people to come and visit Texas Through Time. We're always looking for volunteers. Any skill is useful, so you don't have to have any paleontological knowledge. We need help fixing broken equipment. We need people to help give tours, run the gift shop. So there's so many opportunities to get involved as a volunteer, but also we need community partners to help sponsor us. So we are excavating a mammoth skull in Italy, Texas. and that's the one we're partnering with the Rangers on, and they're helping support our efforts to bring that exhibit to the new, we call it the Newseum, but that's our new location. And so we're really looking for community partners and businesses to fund specific exhibits like this. So if you would like more information about that, please reach out to us.
Well, Andre, thank you so much for having us here today at Texas Through Time, and your passion for paleontology and for sharing it with the youth of the community just shines through in everything that you do.
Thank you so much, Katie. It's been a pleasure.
And viewers, thank you for tuning in today. Again, I'm Katie Miller, your host of the American Dream TV, and I can't wait to see you next time.